Welcome to Lennis Minutes. Join me as we talk about mind, body, spirit wellness topics for women over 40 in just a few minutes. I cover a myriad of topics, all designed to help you to be well in your mind, body, and spirit. Join me for great information on how to live a holistic life after 40. If you want more information, join my Facebook group, Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond. And remember, it only takes a few minutes to start your journey to wellness in midlife.
Hi, everybody. It's Lennis. Welcome to Lennis Minutes, and it's wonderful to be back with you today on Talk Tuesday. I love Talk Tuesday because it's your opportunity to share with us what it is that you're doing, to share with us your businesses, your products, your social media, whatever it is that can help us get to know more about you and what you do. Well, today I have with me one of our wellness women, Cheryl. Now, I want to make sure I say your name correctly. Guidry?
Guidry.
Okay, great. Cheryl Guidry is a relationship coach and also an expert on women's health. She happens to be a nurse practitioner, I believe. But the reason why I asked her to come on is that I noticed this weekend we had a kind of little debate going on the walls about whether or not we can find men to date after 40 or after 50 who are nice, who are worthy of our time. There was one lady who was saying that, she's lonely, but, that's okay with her because she can't find anybody out there that's worth anything anyway. And someone else was saying, oh, no, I beg to differ because there are great guys out there. So I said, you know what? I'm going to call my friend Cheryl, because she is my friend. So Cheryl, can you come on into the group and let's get your opinion. You're a relationship coach. You help women over 50 in particular to get back out there in the dating world. So I'm going to ask you that question right now. Let's just solve this debate right now. Can you find, are there any worthy men for us women who are over 50? Now, I'm not asking for myself. I'm happily married, but I'm talking about all these women here in the group. I'm sure there are some who are widowed or divorced, or maybe they never married, whatever the situation is. Are there people out there after 50 for women? And if so, why do some of us have such a hard time interacting and finding the right kind of guy once we get to that midlife thing?
Well, to answer your first question, yes, there are plenty of good men out here for women over 50. That is a myth. There are great men here that are waiting to meet many of you women. And I find that the problem is one of three things. If you're a busy entrepreneur or you're busy in life, sometimes you just don't lend enough time for connecting with new people. You can't find someone new if you're not putting yourself out there. That's number one. The second reason is sometimes we are coming from past relationships that had challenges, and before we clear up that baggage and the challenges that we had in those previous relationships, we jump into another relationship and another relationship and another relationship. And what we're doing is we're attracting the same baggage that you just left. And so you have to make sure that you clear those wounds that occurred in the last relationship, because there are some wounds there that you may not notice. And once you clear those, you have a different mindset and you're able to open your heart to see a new way.
You know what, Cheryl, I think your microphone is rubbing up against your shirt, and so it's blocking yourself out. You can try to talk to us without your earphones. I think it might work. It might work better, actually.
Oh, great. Great.
Yeah, this is time.
Better?
Okay, yeah. And just pull the earplugs out, and let's see if we can just hear you without that, because I keep hearing that. It's hard for me to hear all your great information with it rubbing against your beautiful shirt you have on.
Because I do not want them to miss this, because they're missing out on the guys out there.
Okay, so you said that one of the things is that we are, we have this baggage, and instead of clearing the baggage, we have a tendency to go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and we never take the opportunity to clear the baggage. But the $1,000,000 question is, how do we clear that baggage? What do we need to do to get rid of some of those experiences that are good so that we don't carry it on, that feeling, that energy on to the next relationship?
So you have to clear the baggage with someone who can be objective with you and see what you can't see, because there's a lot of behaviors that you may not notice and characteristics in your personality that are a result of the relationship that you came out of that you may not notice. And that happened with me. I divorced after 21 years of marriage, and I didn't recognize who I was after 21 years of marriage. And until I took those 3 years to, number one, learn who I was again, get all that old baggage over 21 years out, I thought I didn't need anyone. I swore I'd never get married again. But after I cleared that through journaling, counseling, meditation, focusing just on myself and loving myself again, it was only then that I was able to see, I wouldn't mind being in another relationship. Until then, I said I'd never marry again, And I want to just go over the third tip is that a lot of times we're hiding behind a mask when we're unhappy and we've come out of a bad relationship or we've lost a spouse or whatever the challenge has been. And we hide behind the notion that I'm happy all by myself when really we're very lonely inside. You can only go on so many girls' trips, you can only go to the movies with your girlfriends or have date nights out with your girlfriends. At some point, you're going to want to have male companionship. We were meant to be in a relationship. We were built that way. And so it's very important to focus in on those three things and working with someone who can help you and assess your strengths and also those areas where you can improve so that you can attract and create the relationship that you desire, because it can be done. I'm working with women right now that are opening up doors and knocking down the barriers that they've had from abandonment and poor relationships in the past. So yes, you can find true love after 50 if you do the work.
That's so good. Actually, I have a couple of friends who actually got married after 50 and one after 60. So I know that it's possible. And it's interesting because one of the things you mentioned to me really resonated with me when it came to the idea that we say we don't need a man and that we're fine at, but we're still talking about being lonely. And you can be lonely in a room full of people. And many times that loneliness comes from just having to have that significant other, that intimate relationship. And I'm not talking about intimacy necessarily even physically, although that's important too. From a hormonal perspective, we need to have those physical relationships. But that's a whole other show. But aside from that intimacy of getting to know someone intimately in terms of exchanging feelings and thoughts, that's really important. And something else that you said too that I thought was interesting when you talked about getting clear of the emotional baggage. You mentioned being able to talk to someone who is open, maybe like a therapist. Who do you recommend that the person talk to begin to get rid of some of that baggage that maybe they don't even know they have?
Well, I always recommend having a good friend. Number one, having a close friend that all of us have a girlfriend that we can talk to. It's a good thing to vent with a girlfriend. I had a great one, and it's got to be someone who's not going to be negative, someone that can be objective and who knows you well and can show you things that you may not see. And then second, you want to have someone like if it was a traumatic experience, like you lost a husband or a traumatic experience, abusive relationship, you may want to have some formal counseling to make sure that you are okay mentally, because relationship coaches do not do, psychiatrists or psychology work. And third, have a relationship coach, because what we do is we assess you from where you are. We give you an individualized assessment of, again, what you are strong in. We tell you if you're ready for a relationship, if you can start a relationship now, but these are the things that you need to work on along the way. Or third, you don't need to be in a relationship probably right now until we work on these things. And so it helps you have a more successful outcome for what you're looking for. You have a vision. You know what you want. You know what you will not put up with again. And once you have that relationship vision and you go out and you start getting yourself out there, again, even though we're in a pandemic, you can meet people. And that way you can find someone that you can be compatible with, or even it's just a companionship, someone that you can talk to of the opposite sex until you're ready to get into a deeper relationship. So,
Yeah, I
those
think
are
that's really super important. What you're all saying. Yeah. So those top three things again are maybe taking a look at what your emotional baggage might be and talking to a friend about it or a therapist or relationship coach to begin to heal from those things. And the other thing you mentioned was not hiding behind that mask of saying that you're really fine and you don't need to deep down inside you're lonely. And what was the third one? There was a third one.
Also making sure that you put time on your calendar. You can't find a man if you're in your home. Even with COVID, you can be reaching out with online. And I know a lot of people don't like online dating, but I think online dating, especially during a pandemic, is excellent because it keeps women from getting attached physically or intimately before they learn who that person is. And at 50, that's one of the common problems too. We get intimate too quickly, and then we find out all the red flags after we've connected physically and emotionally. And so online, you can talk and find out who that person really is with the right profile.
And I love all the tips that you're giving, and I know that you are a relationship coach. So, and I know there were some women talking about this week is need to call Cheryl and get in touch with her and, find out whether or not working with the relationship coach could be helpful. How do they reach you? How do they get in touch with you?
You can email me at Cheryl@safedatingover50.com. And if you're looking at this today, you can just call me at 409-553-2161. And I'll get you on my calendar and I'll give you a complimentary assessment with evaluation. And you can decide whether you feel that we'll be a good fit for each other. And I'm sure you will.
That's Cheryl at safedatingwhat.com.
Over 50, the number 50.com.
50.com. Okay. So now, Cheryl, I know you didn't mention it, but I know it because you actually did get married after 50, right?
I did.
Okay. How did you meet your husband?
Well, I knew him in high school, but we never dated. And at a 25-year reunion, I saw him. He thought I was back in New York again, but I was right there in the same town where he was raised and when we went to high school. And we would talk occasionally over email for the next 5 years. He would come in town, take me to lunch. And then after the next reunion, at the 30 year, he decided he wanted us to date. And so we began dating long distance between Texas and California. And a great match. And we married, and now we're 11 years in the rear and doing great.
Well, yeah, I kind of have my own story too, as a matter of fact. I don't think about it because I'm so used to it, but I got remarried at, I think it was 45, and I had 4 daughters, ages at that time, I think like about 16 on down to age 9. And I got married, and we are still married. It will be 18 years in 6 days. So, and funny too, he was someone that I've known since I was 4 years old. We grew up together, but we went separate ways. We never dated either. We never dated either. So, you know, who would have thought that at my age, 45, with teenagers and, you know, in elementary school, four kids, that anybody would want to marry me.
Exactly. And I have 4 teenagers too. I have 4 teenagers when I remarried. So yes, and we had 2 sets of twins, 7 altogether. And so it happens. Like I said, you just have to do the work. Do the work.
Yeah.
Do the self-discovery and find out who you are.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm sorry we had a little bit delayed and a little bit of sound problems, but I'm pretty sure people got the gist of what we were saying. Is basically you can date after 50. There is hope. You can date after 40. Here are 2 of us right here that happen to have gotten married a second time around. After 45 for me, after 50 for her. So it definitely is possible. And Cheryl's just saying that maybe you might need just a little bit of extra help to get there so that you're feeling more comfortable. And it's been great to see you, Cheryl. And thank you to all. We got a little bit of a delay. Share with you that in just about an hour at 11 o'clock in the V.I.B.E living group, we're going to be the 3rd day, or is it the second day of the V.I.B.E movement challenge. So you got to, you know, find the group. All you have to do is join the group. And we've had some great time yesterday. We did a movement that was great, and today we're going to be doing some more. And every day, I also share some nutrition tips. Today, I'll be talking about what you need to be eating after you finish working out. So you want to tune in. Yesterday, I talked about intermittent fasting, which is what I'm doing right now. And boy, I would love to have an omelet right around now, but it's nice to come into the group and find out about the V.I.B.E movement challenge. Jessica is the fitness person and I'm the nutrition person, and together we are trying to help people to start that journey on dropping those COVID pounds. So I hope that you will join us. We'll be in the group every day at 11 o'clock for the next 15 days. So join us. And also, thank you again. We are at 4,600 women, 4,607 women. All of the new members. It's wonderful to have you in this wonderful group. And happy Talk Tuesday. Thanks so much, everyone. And I'll talk with you real soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Lettuce Minutes. I hope you have learned something valuable that will aid you along your journey to wellness. Please like and share our broadcast. And if you're on Facebook, join the Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond group. Check out the link below, as well as all the other links that feature information that will help you to stay well and thrive in midlife.